lot we have to consider. And now, here's a big change-up. This could be the road to recovery because it's now Team HAQ on the play. Echo answering back. There goes the Eve, the Kaja, and the Cho out of the game, as well the 1-1, the Glue, and the Kaja.
I like it. I really like the approach that Team HAQ are going for now. After losing 2 games in a row on the red side, second pick, you need to make a change, and they did. Now, picking up the joy for themselves, you can actually see that Echo are the ones who respected the carry by banning it out, noticing and just knowing how much of a threat that pick is.
There are 2 marksmen that counter Joy the most, Carry and 1-1. You know, with those taken out, you have Panda taking out this Joy, it's gonna destroy the entire backline. So for Team Echo, they really have to decide what they're gonna go with. Glue is still available. I'm gonna pick that out and really be a monster. Valentina being that character. But if you pick so early, sometimes it might not be the best ultimate for you to copy.
Yeah, I mean, right now on board, they only really have that rhythm beat on Joy. The steal, not something you want to get. But I guess for, you know, benefit of the doubt for Echo, what they can do is try to corral the choices that Team HAQ can make.
You know, interestingly, talking about ultimate that you can carry, you can actually copy Joy's ultimate, and somehow it automatically unlocks it for you.
You just click it.
You just click it
Start
and
dancing.
it activates, and you start dancing, you start doing damage. It's quite insane.
But it doesn't do the fully stacked damage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's not like when you have a 4-5 beat on point and then you go to your ultimate, right? This is very different. It does unlock your ultimate, though.
Well,
Another...
how about a Bravest Fighter?
There you go, right? Another big ultimate that
Rock.
technically he can steal. And right now we'll have to see the Candida too. That is another ultimate that technically can be used by the Valentina, right? Looking at the Valentina pick, even after the crazy nerfs onto Valentina, you know, I need to talk a little bit about why teams are still opting to go for this despite having the nerfs onto her in terms of the damage done. It's just how you are able to dictate the drafts, right? When you pick Valentina up, the enemy team is then forced to just go for or try to avoid big ultimates. You, on the other hand, can have all the flexibility in the world to go for these crazy ultimates that can really just stomp on the enemy team.
Where is the Grok pick right now? You know, we're seeing this, how much influence we have with Grok first 2 games. Is this going to be a Grok pick? I'm putting my eyes on the pick. Come, we have 2 more seconds. Oh, it's an Akai!
Wow.
That's a jungle Akai if I've ever seen one.
You know, Akai can actually flex to be a support as well.
I agree.
The meta is all about flex picks, right? What's available. Even Valentina can jungle and Akai can support. So there are so many different options you can play this game now. That's why the coaching system is so important in the meta.
You're right. Game 1, Carl TZ brought out the jungle Grok, and who's to say that he hasn't picked up a page out of his grand finals rival Wise, you know? Maybe he will start rocking the jungle Valentina, but going into the second phase, there goes Echo taking away the potential for Panda to play the Harith. What's HAQ trying to lock out? It's so hard to read what HAQ might ban out because, again, Echo, they're flexing.
They are. They are absolutely flexing right now. They haven't picked up a gold laner, yet they're going for the gold lane bans. They are really nailing it down now. 1-1, carry, Clint. I mean, wait, no. That's a Harith and then the Ling, right? I thought it was going to be Clint. The Clint ban coming in for Echo, but they need to leave a few heroes open for themselves too, right? And I guess that's what they're doing. They have the first pick in the second phase. By banning out the Harith, the carry, and the 1-1, it does give them another opportunity to really lock Panda down in the draft, force him maybe to play another Moskov.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, now if you look at the entire comp for Team Echo here, they're diving Moscow is going to be okay, but at the same time, it's a similar story to a carry, right? If you fail the first dive, Moscow can easily push your way, dash to a safer position, and just go to town with Inspire. So, I mean, this is definitely viable, but at the same time, there are also options that's available, kind of like, you know, you might run Candida support and play a Faramis in the mid lane for the entire side of HAQ.
That is a hero that is oddly absent, at least for today's matchups, right? Faramis, very mum. Echo on the swing back picks up all reliable despite having,
Beatrix?
I mean, it's safe to say a bad group stage performance, right?
Abysmal win rate for Beatrix. and the Claude too. You know, we might see that happen. Claude and Beatrix. Looking at the composition that Team HAQ have drafted for themselves, the Claude can work. It has a lot of synergy just diving in together. But then you need to think about also, what are they going to go for the mid lane, right? Have we already seen the mid lane? Is it the Kadira, or is it perhaps the Joy? Or is it the jungle pick? Now it comes down to just that, how Team HAQ are going to use these flexible picks in the Kadira and the Joy.
Are they going to pick up an Atlas? Because they need an engage right here, right?
I think Brody.
Yeah, or yes, you know, another marksman like Brody would be really good because strong early game to really take away a lot of Bendy's early game power. And now here we go, the last two picks.
They go for Claude,
Claude and Hilda.
Looking at this lineup, you can see that it's in their essence that they're trying to stop the whole Valentina dynamic, right? Like Blazing Duet, nah. Power of Wildness, nah, right? Bravest Fighter, Rhythm Beat, you feel bad if you stole those
True.
as a Valentina, but now in execution, will it be the same way? In practice, can they make the most of that? Echo has one more pick to go with. What else is missing? Because again, the whole flex thing, it's even getting me confused.
At this point, just put the Akai in the jungle, right? Just pick up a solid roamer for yourself right now. No
Kufra.
Grok, no Kufra, no Cho. There's a lot of crazy bans here already. Hey,
Oh!
Natalia's up for grabs and Yaoi wants to play it. And also, fun fact, Beatrix's total assists in career has reached 5,800
As a hero,
as a hero.
in pro play,
Wow.
5,800. Is that the right number, 5,800?
Yeah.
All right, that's a lot of Beatrix games.
That is a lot of Patriots games. But Natalia as a pick definitely was not something that I expected coming out today from
neither.
Team Echo. But it makes a lot of sense, right? Because, okay, if your Hilda's going to give our jungler a hard time, why don't I do the exact same? You know, by picking on Natalia and getting vision and just completely mess around in your jungle.
Yeah, the only real nombo I'm seeing from Echo is they picked the Natalia into the Hilda,
Yeah.
who can play, in this case, woman-to-woman defense. Right?
Power of Wildness, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
You just check in where Yaoi could be. So it's now, again, reverse psychology. I know where you are. Are you going to do what I expect you to do? Because if not, then that's a huge cross-map game of tag.
Well, let's see the execution of both of these drafts once again. Match point for Echo. Team HAQ, they need to pull out all the cards they have. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 of this best of 5.
Wait, this is a lane swap? This is a lane swap. I see Claude on the top lane. And meanwhile, their EXP laner now is going to the goal lane for Team HAQ. This is the Malaysian swap we're talking about.
TM! The Malaysia swap TM! And of course, not to say where Yaoi is, but look, he's looking for an early catch, and Min is doing just Min things. Back to regular programming.
It's also Valentina in the jungle, not the Akai Sakai mid. We saw this.
Like
I think,
Drian.
Like Drian, Onyx Esports. They
FBI.
played this before. Akai mid, Valentina jungle. All right, why? Dave.
I mean, right now it's all about getting level 4, right? Who gets a level 4 before the first hurdle is going to have the upper hand. And sometimes you can see a Chao-Selena combo, just make sure more people get level 4 at the first hurdle. Akai mid can do the exact same because you can push an enemy jungler away and give your team the upper hand on getting the first hurdle.
Min may have walked into an alley he cannot get out of, or can he? Oh, of course he can.
Of course he can,
He
man.
did this in the group stage.
It's the Malaysian Hilda, right? They get out of any situation. Not in game 1, though, right? Again, though, if you look at it, Team HAQ, Echo, this composition, Man's going to have a lot more of a good time here in the mid lane, just clearing out waves. And Man's going to actually get that level 4 a bit faster. Meanwhile, Lola going to be ganked by Benny and Yaoi. I personally don't like the lane swap here.
It's not as effective as the previous lane swaps, specifically the ones we saw in the group stage, but more on that mid Akai. I like how this was both a... Oh, watch out. Oh, Loa's fine. It was more of a reparative move, if I'd say, a calibration, because look, there's not many ults that the Valentina can steal, right? So what you do with that heavy spin is you help confirm objectives. Uh-oh. Look how deep Gary is. Oh, Sanford.
Gary needs to be very, very careful. The Petrify finds him, but Gary is going to be able to actually sidestep out of that one. Once again, jumping out. Heavy spin popped in. 2 ultimates, 3. Count call TZ. And now it's time for Team HAQ to use this resource advantage, but Yaoi is dealing so much damage onto Gary right now. Panda picks up the gold buff. Yaoi is going to be caught. Panda dealing out just a bit of damage, revealing them with a battle mirror image, and Echo are forced to back away. Panda still just trying to clear the wave.
I mean, this is the even trade on skills, but look at Team Hawk pressuring Panda's lane, making sure he gets so much farming. Here comes the dive.
They're going onto Yaoi, and it's a good targeting move by Team Hawk. First blood over to Team Hawk as Min is going to be targeted by Sanji, who rotates in, but he doesn't have the heavy spin to really punish the other members of Team Hawk.
I just gotta say this early on, right? 3 minutes in, the absence of Benny Cutie and of course Carl TZ calling the shot. Well, maybe because we also haven't seen the full potential of Yaoi. Is Echo lacking damage here?
I mean, it seems like it on the other side because Joy, really hard to kill. Kadita, really hard to catch. Hilda, how do you kill Hilda? Played by Min. It's impossible, right? I mean, yes, you're lacking damage. It's not really you're lacking damage. It's the other side are just way too tanky for you to do anything about that. Here we go.
Four-man gang, 3 ultimates.
Oh.
Holy moly.
It's a 4-min gang.
Yeah, it's a 4-min gang. Okay. Oh, I see what you did there, and I also see what Sanford's trying to do here with the Black Dragon form. He gets the Petrified down, man. He's gonna be able to pop that Rough Waves, gets all the HP back as Scary jumps back and forth. Looking for the Retribution, and Sanford joins in with a Furious Dive. Lola gonna be able to find a kill onto Carl TZ. Sanford falling 2. Team Hawk finds 2 on the board with the turtle as well. Lola flickering out. Yaoi baited in. Gary looking for the kill. Yaoi gonna be taken down. Double kill for the man, Gary.
That's a non-starter. Echo walked into a fight that they could have sworn they could win, but THQ said, Team Hawk says, no, we'll take your lunch money and we'll ask for it again tomorrow. They want so much on the map and they're not done.
They're not. This is a Malaysian style at a full display right here. Hilda trading 4 ultimates on the blue side jungle of Echo. At the same time, entire Hawk just started the turtle on command. You know you don't have the ultimate, you don't have the skill necessary to contest this objective. They started it, and Echo, when they showed up, Team Hawk punished him and pushed him properly. Here we go again.
Oh my god, 2 times now. There's so many ults used just to get him out of the way. He's such a nuisance in this game. And right now, I do feel like he's a bit more just reliable in this game compared to Game 1, even though Echo have drafted themselves a better early game comp.
Yeah, Echo's really trying. And again, despite this Natalia not dealing too much damage, Yaoi has hit a career milestone. The Loverboy has dealt millions now in damage. But wait, even Panda, they're struggling to kill even just Panda.
All right, now I like it, right? At first, I was a bit, you know, I was doubting the lane swap because, again, Benny's going to be able to find a lot of gold early on to scale onto those item power spikes. Thing is, it's not a full lane swap that they usually do. It's just to get Panda that level advantage to then come down towards the gold lane to win out of the lane and to actually bully the Beatrix. So it's an adaptive lane swap that's really good for Team Hawk.
And also, Team Hawk's taking very, very smart and slow, right? They were on the bottom side farming the wave. He expected somebody to show up, right? Just use the Blazing Duet to get the wave, get the farm, and then dip, right? Get out of there. Here we go. The next turtle contest is live.
Sanji trying to create an opening for his team as Lola does the same, zoning Sanji away. Gary is doing a lot right now, jumps in. That's going to be Sanford with the Black Dragon form. Carl TZ with the Bravest Spider, and that's Carl TZ winning on the Red Tree battle with the Petrify. Finds 2 members. Lola gets a stun. Man gets the rough waves down. Man's looking for more. Sanford's going to be stunned up as Yaoi jumps in onto the mid lane. Sanji flickering out, hits the wall. Gary looking for it. Finds the killing spree, and the mid lane turret falls. It's a trade, but Lola in that gold lane now is still going to be able to survive. Meanwhile, Min chasing Yaoi down will mean that Team Hawk will have all they can say on the mid lane tier 1.
That's a turtle for Echo, but they suffered so many losses. I can tell that Benny Cutie also had some hard decisions to make, and it ended up not killing or not dealing damage to anybody.
Yeah, and now look at Yaoi getting vision. It's more of a mental game right now on both sides, right? Who's going to outsmart each other? Because both sides, like, they don't have a set strategy, full-on engage. It's like one at a time. You really have to play careful. Look, Panda shoved the lane and dip, but Yaoi's on the chase.
Oh, and he finds the kill. Min tried his best to just give him vision there, but unfortunately, Echo, with that positioning onto the flanks, they were able to catch Panda off guard.
All right, this could be, 1,000 times worse for Echo, given that this is a 2K lead for Hawk, and Echo is slowly putting some damage on the board, but I don't think it's enough.
Min?
Sanji.
Oh, no wall to pin Min down there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Starter, still.
Oh, here we go though. The damage.
They've all used it onto Min. Yaoi's chasing him down as Sanji is going to be able to actually disengage. Yaoi finds the assassination, but that's going to be Man finding the Petrify. Carl TZ taken low. Lola jumping with the Bravest Fighter, and that's going to be Man actually baited in. Benny finds the kill with the Wesker, a weapon we haven't seen in a long time. Lola getting knocked up. That's the damage coming through. Benny with the Renner is absolutely massive as that's going to be Panda terrified. Gary jumping into the back line right now. He's almost finding the kill. Benny swaps back into Wesker. Yaoi jumping with the silence on that Natalia. Not dealing enough damage to take Panda down.
Team HAQ, last game, they were rushing it a little bit, and this game, they're doing the exact same thing. They were finding the dive they should not have. And you can see Yaoi is playing the smart game, the brain game, right? She's getting the vision on the blue side jungle of Team HAQ, and once he realized where Panda was, he found a kill onto Panda, and then he flanked, found a kill onto Min. It is one at a time, very strategic move coming out from Yaoi.
I mean, say what you will about the whole roamer getting all the kills situation, but you gotta do what you gotta do to help Echo bounce back, right? And shut down who you need to shut down for Team HAQ. And they're making pushes, and look, here's a heavy spin out. Yo, Echo knows that they're still out of their breath. HAQ is gonna get this clean.
It's a good execution here in terms of how to control the neutral objective by Team HAQ, but it's also a very good response by Echo. They, like you said, they know that they cannot take this fight. They will lose straight out on the 5v5, so they instead rotate Yaoi over to pick up a trade. It's not a worth it trade, but that's what they can get right now.
But look at Benny's farm, though. He's getting there, right? He's about to build a corrosion size into the golden staff. Once he gets those items, Hilda's not going to survive very quickly. He already finished the core damage items, make sure all the skill is going to do damage no matter who it comes. And now it's about shredding the tanks. But here comes the defense. I mean, this Benny, can he hold the Lord? I think it's going to be pretty easy with the SMG.
We'll see, right? With Bennett, it's even faster. So he uses the ultimate, but Team HAQ are still going to be able to use a second wave and even just a can wave from the previous minion. Tier 2, number 1 taken down in the top side. Mid lane going to be taken down too as the bottom lane too. This is just very good micro from Team HAQ to control this side as Man jumps in, finds the pick on the Sanford. Panda with BMI, Gary to be pinned down as that's going to be Sanji just wreaking havoc, but Gary does the same thing, dodging away from the CC, dealing damage while he's at it. A 1-for-1 as Sanford and Man get taken out, but it's still Team HAQ who find the base turret and find the better value.
I mean, this is very, very exciting what Team HAQ does. They know Yao is looking for the flank, the back line. So what did it do? The ultimate bonding experience, right? The group does make sure you can't do anything at all. At the same time, Panda's a little bit tanky, was mentioned earlier. He built a little bit of defense item to make sure it doesn't get one-shotted. As long as this guy stays alive for actual 1 second, that will help. And here comes the damage!
Whoa! What a combination! With the Renner shot and the assassination, now it's going to be Lola who's going to be caught. Yaoi jumps in again, and Sanford is the one who picks up the kill. On top of nothing, Echo were able to find a pick.
There's still some punishment from Echo because Team HAQ stayed a little longer than they should have. Should have been happy with that mid lane inhibitor push, with that Lord. One try, one go, success. But they stayed, and I think the vision that the lover boy, Yaoi, provided was super instrumental to get this done. Now, talking about the Echo situation, heavy spin away, I gotta say, they can't win on conventional terms. They always have to win team fights, because their lineup almost has zero wave management. Like, they have to win fights.
Oh, here, oh, man!
Oh,
I thought Beatrix's Renner was nerfed. Look at the damage he did to Man, what?
it's an 11-minute, almost 3-core item Beatrix.
True.
That's what it does.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage, right? It just feels like the old Beatrix there with the Renner shot.
Yeah, it had what now? A Roar and Blade of Despair, right?
Yes.
It's almost everything you need.
The Malefic Roar plus Blade of Despair, that's going to be a lot of damage. Plus, Man is going full damage, right? Like this guy, the good thing about it, even though he took a lot of damage, he can recover with the passive really quickly. You know, so he's back to full HP again, and this time, HAQ, I think if they want to win this game, they have to just play careful. Every time they play sloppy, they get punished really heavily. And here we go, they're going for the Lord. The very, very steady gameplay coming out from Team HAQ. This might just be what they needed to win the game.
Red Tree comes in, Lola jumps in with the Bravest Fighter now. Again, zoning Echo away, and Echo just did not have anything to respond to that Lord play. It's another Lord, but unfortunately for Team HAQ, it's not the enhanced Lord just yet.
Yep, they killed the Lord a little too quick, but then again, a free objective, we'll take it. Enhancer minions, force a push. And again, I think the reasons why they did that is because Echo, as mentioned earlier, has really bad wave clear. So force the issue. Keep going.
Look at Yaoi, just on the side. He's trying to camp, but again, the UB is too strong, right? I mean, like the ultimate bonding experience on the top side now, they're gonna get a free tower. At this point, the Lord Wave is more valuable than the Lord itself. You know, they're pushing the tower for free.
More than just for free, they pick up a kill as well, and it's Sanji who falls on the Akai pick in the mid lane. Now let's talk a little bit about that, right? It was a risky move by Echo to go for the Akai in mid and instead flex the Valentina over in the jungle. What do you think they have to do now with this composition?
I mean, at this point, it's really have to capitalize on more misplay or the sloppiness from HAQ. Because this is a HAQ's game to lose at this point. Thinking about 3,000 go to head. Here comes
Sanford getting the petrify down onto Man. Now still getting back to HP. Yaoi absolutely assassinates the mid laner, but Panda shuts him down. That's some more gold onto Panda that you do not want on him for Echo. Right now, with the loss of your roamer that can flank and give you vision, Team HAQ going to be able to actually siege that base turret down. Panda jumps back to his BMI, and Team HAQ are just playing it disciplinedly.
From worst to bad to not so bad to just no base turrets left, the situation for Echo has to have some rubber band, and I just can't put my finger on it. You were asking about if the mid Akai was a little too risky. If I remember correctly, that MPLI mid Akai on Drian was a snowball lineup. I don't see any snowball from Echo right here, right now, 14 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a reverse snowball, actually. You know, with all the vision coming out from Hilda. Natala, even though he's finding, he's trying to do the best he can from Yaoi's perspective. But the team is just not able to follow up with damage because you have a Hilda on their entire team's base, absolutely unkillable. So it's, again, at this point, you can see the Team HAQ is being very disciplined, sinking the wave, actually not pushing the wave at all, just slowly but surely making sure the wave is pushed down to their side so Echo doesn't find any farm, maintain their goal lead, and wait for the next lore. But here comes the punishment from Yaoi.
That's a lot of damage, my dude. And Yaoi just deleted, man. No one's going to be able to find him, too, right now. Wow.
That's the lover boy for you.
That's the lover boy.
And it's going to hit critical mass, exactly what this Natalia can do at this point in the game, approaching 15 minutes.
Absolutely. It's at this point, Echo's win condition is either HAQ's mistake or Yaoi finding the flank. And speaking of flank, here it comes again.
Uh-oh, man, popping a sprint, gonna be actually pinned down, but the damage isn't enough just yet. Gary leaving to collapse, Benny flickering forward, finding the kill, but using his resource. Now, it's an all-out fight from everywhere. Benny still in the bush, dealing a lot of damage. Gary gonna be melted down, but in the back line, look at Carl TZ, who's gonna be taken down. Panda with the mid-nature, and the blazing duet outplays Sanford. Picking up a nice kill for Gary. Yaoi gets the minion, the creep! And that is a mistake you do not want to see because Team HAQ run wild on Echo. Sanji losing immortality. Lola and Gary dealing damage enough to pick up the unstoppable. The minion waves are still coming down. Can Team HAQ end?
It's just Benny. It's just Benny. It's about 10, 12 seconds before anyone else from Echo comes back. Could this be the beginning of a reverse sweep?
Benny once again trying to stun, but it is going to be Mon who deletes him off. Team HAQ, they were pushed to the edge, but they have come back. It's 2-1. Team HAQ have done it.
Yibombe, Team HAQ back on the board. 2-1. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. One crucial mistake from one little auto attack can change the fate of the entire game, my guys. That was insane. How he camped in the, how he just jumped into the bush, and then it's one auto attack on the minute because it disappeared. You know, Claude disappeared, he can't auto attack anymore, and that lost the game for Echo.
I mean, say what you will about that very moment, right?
Yeah.
Which might as well could have turned it around for Echo, but the writing was on the wall. Echo was just holding on for dear life. But what?
Yes.
Imagine like the whole Lion King situation, right?
Oh man.
With what was Simba's dad's name?
Mufasa.
Mufasa hanging on by his paw, right? He was holding on for like 2 or 3 fingers. That was worse for Echo. They were just really just grasping for dear life. And you see here the face of the lover boy, the disappointment. Might as well could have been that one moment.
Yeah, absolutely, because dude, that killing Claude and able to survive somehow, because Claude delays so much more time. Even though kill Claude was a one auto attack, he should be able to run away and maybe find another flank onto the Kadita, and that might just save the game.
I think we got to give massive props to the draft for Team Hawk, right? We doubted the draft. We were, still thinking, but again, after seeing that Akai and seeing just the later second phase of the draft where they just completely shut Yaoi down, you could see Yaoi was struggling, right? On to Natalia, he wasn't finding his comfort zone.
It was so hard, and I think the headline may ring true. No carry, no win for Echo in Game 3. But I don't think it's that simple. This was a masterful execution by Coach Pabs and, of course, Valens and the rest of Team Hawk to orchestrate a comeback victory in a series that, dare I say, they dominated the whole of Game 3. It's a tough situation for Echo here. They have to really get back into their game, especially with that small little fumble by Yaoi. On behalf of Mirko and Dave, my name is Leo. We're throwing it back to our analysts. Trex, tell us what's going on. I want to see what Gideon does, Wolf.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Team Hawk on the brink of destruction takes us in to a Game 4, and the Malaysian fans are going wild right now. Definitely very, very exciting. But not only are the fans going wild, Gideon.
I'm feeling great right now, but it doesn't mean that, we've won the series just yet. It is a best of 5 for a reason. This is just one step in many to turn this around against a top-tier team like Echo, because Yaoi's performance was still outstanding despite the domination that was going through.
One of the pitfalls of Echo is that sometimes they are great when it comes to their drafting. They're very flexible with it, and sometimes they overthink it. And this is a classic case of an overthought, if that word exists. Overthought coming out from Echo, because this time they put Sanji in a hero where he is not that confident with, is not masterful with. It doesn't feel like we saw a Sanji game, despite him being a very mechanical skilled young player. You would want to see him from with a Farsa, Kagura, or any mage that can make a difference. This time, with the Akai, he missed a lot of shots.
I mean, you can't really blame that he missed a lot of shots. There's a lot of ways for a lot of the members of Team Hawk to actually get out of that, pincer movement, that CC overall. Their entire comp is designed to harass your opponents, look to scale into the later stages, and get as many ultimates out of Echo and force those resources at the end of the day. And once they are dried out, it's just raw power.
I feel like Game 3 right here, in a sense, similar to Game 1, a lot closer, right? Looking at the gold, looking at the kills, everything around the map, it felt like, yes, Echo could have had the chance, with Yaoi, could have had the chance to maybe have some big play potential, maybe turn that game back into the hands, but this time, there was no backdoor. Team Hawk able to seal the deal here now. Tell us about what we're seeing, Wolf.
Yeah, I think that there is a significant contribution that came out of both Lapu-Lapu as well as the Claude. That is Nola and Panda. What I'm mostly surprised about is that there was only one time where Echo was able to find Panda utilizing this Natalia. And honestly, that's a big factor already for Team Hack. Knowing that you don't die as much to Yaoi means that Yaoi will not be able to hit the critical mass, as well as the fact that he's not able to amass dire hit charges. So if you don't snowball as Natalia, you don't have a great game. And even when we saw in the late game where he's able to find some crucial pickups, it didn't matter because the only heroes that he's able to kill was the Kadita, in fact. Once for the Claude, but most of the times it's the Kadita, which is not a big factor for Team Hack if they do lose that hero.
Well, actually, I have a differing opinion. I actually disagree with that. I do think there was a micro adjustment done by Echo to try and look.
That's
yes,
true. That's
you
true.
can't get the Claude, of course, but Kadita actually making quite the significant difference in a lot of these moment-to-moment plays.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking at someone like Gary who needs his ult to pop off to get out of there.
Totally agree with that.
Now, speaking of Gary here, 5-0 and 4, and though the Claude was amazing, I gotta say, the times when Yaoi did catch him, did take him out, Gary was there to pick up the pieces in the end of that match. Just did a wonderful job.
Yeah, very impressive job coming out from Gary, choosing to go for a very aggressive play, as well as aggressive play in the early stages, but he kind of focused on securing the objectives come the mid-game and the latter portions of the game. Like his turtle control, we saw that it was very difficult for the side of Echo to actually position themselves into those objectives And this is not even a surprise. Look at his emphasis on the turtle pit, as well as the Lord pit.
For sure. And I think more importantly so is the fact that they're consistently invading the enemy jungle.
True.
Making sure that they're taking their lane advantage. And like Assassin Dave mentioned prior to this, hey, they are just greeding out here. They've already got what they can. They want to press the salt into the wound even more and squeeze out as much as they can get.
But can they continue to do that, right? And as you said, I mean, this is all within the first 5 minutes. He is all over them right now. He is in their jungle, in their face. And this is, I think, what we want to see from Team Hack. This is how a lot of the, you know, maybe lower tier teams have been aggressing on to some of these so-called stronger tier teams.
Yeah, but you know, if you're looking at Team Hack in this particular game, they understood the assignment. They know that it's difficult for Echo to execute their lineup if they miss one of their ultimates. For example, if you don't land the heavy spin, it's very difficult now to find a bigger target. And if you do out-sustain the Yuzhong ultimate, you're now in a much better spot. You can see that Joy as well as Lapu Lapu, they have so much damage potential from them. And then if you add the Claude into the mix, all of a sudden you have constant sources of damage. Whereas for Echo, if you don't find a jump with the Heavy Spade or if you don't find a jump with the Natalia, you really have nothing when it comes to teamfight damage.
Yeah, it's just so ultimate reliant. You can't really do too much about that. It's just the shape of the composition, unfortunately.